ongoing Saudi. There's some rumours that he's ongoing Turkey on loan. Sporting already informed Arsenal they want 70 million euros fixed plus add-ons. Arsenal and Gyökeres have agreed terms on a 5-year deal, and all parties want a swift resolution. Gyökeres will not show up and not go to the training camp with the rest of his team in Portugal. This is his second infraction after not showing up to training yesterday. Club will decide on disciplinary proceedings. So it's getting ugly, but you forced the man's hand. Alex Young of the Standard, key day for Arsenal as transfer target takes biggest step yet to force move. Probably going to say the same thing. So he's due back for training. He ain't gone there. We all know we've submitted a bid, but it's not been accepted. We all know everything and more in relation to how the agent's been moving, Gyökeres has been moving, Sporting have been moving, and it's just messy. And again, I don't know. I'd have to speak to a Sporting fan. I don't know the sentiment around Gyökeres. You know, football's tribal. He's probably in some quarters being called a snake and all of that. But if you think about it logically, like if the club have told you something and now they're acting and you want to move, at some point you're going to have to get your hands dirty to ultimately live clean and get that move. So it is what it is in that regard. And what I would say with Sesko, because I honestly believe if Sesko don't sign that new deal last season, he's an Arsenal player this year because he had a 60 million release clause. Those two players were told gentleman's agreement. If it's not in cold-hearted writing, I's are not dotted, T's are not crossed, you're in trouble, lad, as you lot know already, people. And for me, I've always said this, there's obviously many things we can waffle about tactically with Gyökeres. It's the mentality, the way he's speaking, man. Like, we have not had a striker that speaks like this, people. I don't know, maybe I'm capping, but what do you lot think? Gyökeres, if he's one of the best strikers in the world, I'm definitely one of them. It's difficult to rank me, but I'm at the same table as them now. What I managed to do at Sporting, I'm convinced I can do it anywhere. You haven't seen the best Gyökeres yet, and he got like 50 million goals. So imagine, I think the exchange rate from Portugal to England isn't going to be as quite mad, but I still think you could get minimum 15 goals. Hopefully you get 20. Hopefully you get 20 plus. He did say any players that have impressed him. Yes, definitely, especially at the English clubs. Midfielders like Bernardo, Silva, Matteo, Kovacic, or Bukayo Saka at Arsenal are impressive to watch. I've also faced some very high-level defenders like the Gunners, Gabriel and William Saliba. It's a chance to play against those kind of players. You can play against them in training, and they're two of the best in the league. If you can do all right against them in training, when you're playing rivals and that, boy, it's lit. And completely off topic, Newcastle are greedy. They're actually about to get Hugo Ekitike allegedly, and they've got Isaac. How greedy? On possibly going to the Premier League. It's one of the biggest leagues in Europe. I spent several years there without being able to play a single match. So, of course, it's something I'd like to do. It'd be great revenge. Oh, like, even if it don't work out for Gyökeres, man, you got us supporting me. You're the way you're talking, everything you're doing. I'm a fan, man. You got the dog in you, bruh. I'm here for this. Some people devalue your performances because of the level of the Portuguese league. How do you respond to that? It's often like that. When something unusual happens, people try to find an explanation. It's because he plays for the best team in the league. The level in Portugal isn't good. That's just people's opinion, and I don't care. I know what I've achieved here. I've always done my best. The Portuguese league is a very good league with a lot of technical players. It may not be as physical as in England, but the level is really good, which is true. And then people like to conveniently forget, obviously, he's announced himself to the greater world playing in Portugal and by default in the Champions League. And that's true. Pardon me, you can have fair questions about the Portuguese league. But why, when we talk about Gyökeres, nobody talks about him in the Championship? Which I know people always say, oh, statistically, Opta are saying the Portuguese league is below the Championship in the standard of defending is League One. All right, cool. Where do they have the Championship? You've got the top 5 European leagues, then you have the Championship. So why don't we focus on the Championship and his ability to play in that physical league? And the people might call it be an idiot, yeah, but let's be real. The Championship is a very difficult league to score goals, and you're playing physical man and all of that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. We're selling Smith Rowe a blessing. Not for me. I wanted Smith Rowe to stay, but it is what it is. What I've achieved at Sporting, I'm convinced I can achieve anywhere. You haven't seen the best Gyökeres yet. I don't think about anything other than scoring and winning. That changes everything. Bro, I'm not even trying to get at Gabriel Jesus, but we had a striker who said scoring goals ain't one of my strongest points. It's a bit like the way Ramsdale used to talk about I can't concentrate, and the way Raya speaks about stuff. I like that kind of stuff. Again, unfortunately, the interview he gave is behind a paywall. I tried to get into it, but I didn't bang with L'Equipe. But the Twitter people, big up Talking Sporting, has kind of condensed it and people and done a thread. What has been said here? Okay, let's see. Let's begin. You were still unknown at the age of 25, at a time when future stars are spotted very early on. How do you explain this anomaly? I mean, Tom Brady wasn't discovered until whenever people, and now he's a GOAT, innit? The key was to start playing again like I did when I was a child. When you're young, you don't worry about the details. You just want to play football and have fun. Were you always a goal scorer as a child? The first goal I remember was during a tournament in Stockholm when I was very, very young. We were playing five-a-side on a pitch that was neither grass nor artificial turf, almost sand. That's where I scored my first top corner goal. It was amazing. Fair enough, he still remembers that. And then obviously we're going to skip through some of this, people, but yeah, he was at a club until he's 15. When you're the best player in a small team, you have a lot more responsibility. You have to carry your teammates and make a difference on your own. In academies of big clubs, you play with lots of other great players, so you can rely on them. And since you're playing in the best teams in the country, your opponent challenges you a little less. That shaped me differently from others and made me the player I am today. I mean, Saka was probably doing gun fingers when he saw that, because he's still doing that for us, mate. So yeah. Oh gosh, what happened there? What happened there? That's jarring. Oh, yeah, here we go. At 19, you joined Brighton in England, where you had 3 loan spells in 3.5 years and no appearances in the Prem. How did you find that? Ironically, in life, yeah, this is another reason I like Gyökeres' mentality. In life, we very rarely learn from our successes. It's our failures. He's had some good periods, some bad periods, proven doubters wrong, had to shoulder responsibility. And at 27, he arrives knowing what he's done, what he's capable of, and what he's here to do, people. I don't really feel like I spent that much time there. It was the first time I'd been away from home, discovering a different culture. Everything was new. I wasn't playing, or if I was a left winger. I was given some playing time in the FA Cup and League Cup, but I wasn't good enough to break through there. Quite honest and self-reflecting. So many players peak in their later years, DG, don't mean nothing. Yeah. I'm cool with him because he's here for right now, man. I don't know about Thomas Partey. Fuck Thomas Partey, man. DG, I asked AI about the exchange rate for the Premier League and Portuguese League goals, and it's 0.5 goals. So Gyökeres would have scored 19 goals in the Prem. He scored 39 goals in Portugal. Oh, we'll have that. If you chip in with Saka and the rest of them, we can maneuver, man. Glock 9 has that dog in him for real, man. Isaac Ikatike frontline. It's mad, man. Newcastle love a good striker. Getting Gyökeres for free sounds nice. Sporting, stacking him. I mean, some stranger things have happened, but I wouldn't put too much stock personally into getting Gyökeres for free. All sorts of threats are going to be given. Does he feel like his time in Brighton was wasted? No, he played against United. We linked with him. No, because that experience still serves me well. It helped me grow as a person and a player. Even though at the time I wanted to play in the Premier League, I learned a lot of other things. And what happened here? The proof is that everything changed for you in the summer of 2021. You signed permanently with Coventry. And do you know who the best person to probably ask about Gyökeres connected to Arsenal or once upon a time? Brooke Norton-Cuffy. Was he not on loan when Gyökeres was there? After 3 loan spells, finally being part of a club changed everything. I felt different. I arrived in pre-season with a different mindset. I felt that the club really wanted me. I needed that. The coach wanted to keep me because he saw something in me. I wanted to show him and the club they hadn't made a mistake. Yeah? Keep that in mind. Do that for my club, man. We're behind you, Gyökeres. Why? For a number 9, it's essential. It's even the most important thing. When you're confident, you don't even have to think about where you're going to put the ball or which foot you're going to use. It all comes naturally. Fair enough. Was there any advice from a teammate or coach that helped you? I had a lot of great coaches, especially at, man, big that up, but boy, I'll give it a go. Brahma Polkana. I tried, man. Forgive me, my Swedish runs. I tried. I give everything a go. Whoever that is in Sweden. They had Melberg and Valentic. They worked very hard with me. They were patient. Our assistant coach always said he had grey hair because of me. That was too difficult to teach me things because I always wanted to do things my way. But I improved in many areas. Then in Coventry, Mark Robbins was himself a striker and gave me a lot of advice. And to be fair, big up Clive Palmer and the boys that over on their platform. They had a snippet from Mark Robbins talking about how Gyökeres, this was obviously at the time, how he's in a rush to succeed and stuff. It was during your last season at Coventry, you started doing your celebration. Big him up for the celebration, but I don't really want to hear about that. He said, you quoted Bain, nobody cares until I put on a mask. Did you feel that before you scored so many goals nobody was watching you? Yes, a little. That's the life of a striker. Recognition comes with goals. I've gotten used to it. Was I underestimated? Maybe. To be honest, I didn't play as well before. I wasn't necessarily in the right environment with the right people around me. For the past few years, I have been. It helps me show my full potential. I've reached a new level. I'm playing my true football and pushing my limits. I intend to improve even more. Fair enough. I like that, man. I like that. Long story short, with that, he basically said he finds it fun that people have mimicked his celebration. And they're doing us dirty here. What's this? They asked him about his heading. The problem isn't my heading, it's our wingers. The crosses are too poor. He obviously laughed with that. More seriously, it's an aspect of my game that I need to improve. I'd really like to be able to score more goals with my head. You can improve that, man. You can don't watch that. You can do that. And listen, just score the goals how you've been scoring the goals. We've got Marino, Havertz, Magalhaes. I've even seen, well, it doesn't do. I've seen Saka. That man can do the header thing. No one's perfect. No one's perfect because there's guys here that can do the header thing and do the facilitative striker stuff. They can't get us 15, 20 plus league goals. You can. So get it done. You had 2 exceptional seasons in Lisbon with 109 goals and 31 assists in 114 games for your club and your national team. You surprised the whole world, but did you think you could reach such a level? The only thing that surprises me is seeing everything that's happening around me, all the praise I'm receiving. But I always knew I was capable of what I can do on the pitch. So reaching this level didn't surprise me. It's clear that I have a new status today. That resonates with me, to be fair. What role did you play in what role did Sporting play in your rise to the top? I owe them a lot. We won trophies. I made huge progress with the team. Together, we created some extraordinary memories. And of course, Amarin also played a big part. He was the one who brought me here, and his style of play suited me very well. I can't thank him enough. You can thank him enough. I'll tell you how you thank him. First game of the season for your new club, bagging. And then obviously he spoke about winning the championship in Portugal. Winning 2 championships in a row for the first time in 71 years is fantastic. With everything that happened this season, it was incredible to win the title in the last game at home. Celebrating with the fans was crazy experience that I will never forget. We had an incredible relationship. I imagine when we end our trophy drought of major trophies, some people downplay the league. It's often like that. When something unusual happens, people try to find an explanation. It's because he plays for the best team in the league. The level in Portugal isn't good. That's just people's opinions, and I don't care. People always going to talk, man. This season, you discovered the Champions League. From the very first match against Leo, I felt that the level of competition was higher than anything I experienced before. We played against many teams from different countries. It was a great experience. I had always dreamed of it. Keep dreaming, my boy. We went over what he said already with Saka and that. How do you prepare against such defenders? Before the match, I observe how they play, their strengths, their weaknesses. Every defender is different. Some stick to you like glue. Others give you space, so you have to adapt. On the pitch, sometimes I tease them a little. When that happens, it's not something I intended to do. It just comes naturally. So he's a shithouser. We love that. You have a nickname, Cyborg, the Viking, the Cannibal, the Tractor. The Tractor? I don't know. Definitely not the Tractor. That nickname is terrible, no kidding. If I had to choose, I'd go with Cyborg or the Machine. Brother, bring this guy, bro. Bring this guy. Like, all the stuff we just seen, you're going on strike, you left your girlfriend, you gave up 2 million quid, which I hope Arsenal reimburse you. This is someone that's not here to make friends. You're here to accomplish stuff and realize stuff, man. I'm on this. I had a minor physical problem during the summer. In the end, I did pre-season here and played in all the games. The club showed me that they really wanted me on the team. Same thing this winter, so I stayed. Not leaving wasn't a problem for me. Did you have offers? Are you leaving? Maybe that's soccer. Okay, the first thing I hate about Gyokeres now, I don't know what soccer is. Maybe that's what they play in the Portuguese league. Yeah, you're playing football, mate. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's soccer. You never know. I'm not thinking about it. We'll see what happens. If something is meant to happen, it will happen. Is the Premier League an option? It's one of the biggest leagues in Europe. I spent several years there without playing a single game. So, of course, it's something I'd like to do. It'd be sweet revenge. He then said, well, we've gone over this. He said he's one of the best in the world as well, people. He ain't seen the best of him, and he didn't rank himself, but he believes he's there. So, yeah, man. Just makes us like Gyokeres more. Bring Glock 9, man. Like and subscribe. DG, you should have just re-signed Willock again instead of Madueke. I love soccer. I don't know what soccer is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what soccer is. Was probably said in Portuguese and translated to English by American. Yeah. To be fair, some South American countries say soccer. They can, because we know they love football and that. I don't know about the Americans. Big up America, though. It's all banner on the platform. Based on DG starting 11, he just said, oh, fair play. Pronounced like Broma Procana. You learn something new every day. I probably butchered that. Sporting will never sack him and let him go for free. They'll end up taking the money off it. Yeah, at some point, they're going to have to pattern up butchering names like DG. Allow me, no one's perfect. Listen, you lot getting your little laughs online. At least I fucking showed bravery. There's 700 of you. I gave it a go. I could have pussied away from it. I tried. God loves a try, and I smashed the like button, man. DG is a real one. Plus, this community is top. Appreciate that. Big up you for becoming a member. Listen, if I've got a top community, that's down to you lot. I'm just the face of it. A very handsome one, but you lot are, yeah. I'm Bukayo Saka, you lot are Mikel Merino. I'm just bantering you lot, man. He backs himself. That's the level of confidence we need in a player after a great season. Completely different from Sterling. Sterling backed himself. He said, "You're going to see the best of me," and he said that is there has to be a correlation with Raheem Sterling signing for us and us getting into the semi-finals. I'm a fan of Raheem Sterling. Like, I actually am. That's one player I would have hoped it wouldn't have been stinky. We had no expectations on Raheem Sterling, and somehow we're disappointed. But his son signed for our academy, though. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Moving away from that, Noni Madueke has returned to England from the US with medical tests to follow as new Arsenal player. All documents are ready between the clubs after the 52 million package deal agreed on Thursday. That was tweeted by Romano. The fee is 48 million plus 4 million in add-ons, according to Sky Sports. And David Ornstein's also confirmed that he's traveling back. Could have at least let him, take part in the trophy parades. Apparently, we did see the Athletic this week say Arsenal were in for like Ademola Lookman, but they were worried over the fee. To which is come out by Sport that Atalanta would be willing to negotiate the sale of Ademola Lookman 27 for less than 50 million. Food for thought. I mean, Nicholas Jackson rumors are heating up with departing Chelsea. Apparently, Chelsea rank him at 100 million. Anyone think the unthinkable could happen? Again, everyone was crying about Nwaneri. Romano said, "I understand Arsenal have made progress in recent days for Nwaneri's new deal. The club has presented a vision project for Nwaneri in the coming years, including discussions on game time. Arsenal hopeful to get green light and sign new contracts soon." Come on, Nwaneri, man. Next year's your year, man. And Arsenal will resist any approach from Chelsea people. So that's no Max Dowman. That's no Nwaneri for them. Go get your own star, boys. Gyokeres has spoken about his anticipated return to the Premier League. I think we've gone over this, people, already. So, and yeah, if I'm honest, big up Gyokeres, but I don't really want to hear anything with Gyokeres until he signed for the club now, if I'm honest. Apparently, Crystal Palace have unveiled their new home kit for the upcoming season, but Eze was not included in the promotional material amid his ongoing talks with Arsenal. Now, I don't want to get excited because you not being in the photo shoot, I think a man's even on holiday, doesn't mean anything. They can always Photoshop and edit you in, but I'm hoping, I'm clinging, I'm hoping. Apparently, for what it's worth, Eze is open to the move. Arsenal are considering making a bid, but there have been no formal talks with Crystal Palace yet, so a move ain't happening anytime soon then. Eze has a release clause worth between 70 and 80 million euros, but the Gunners are understood to be reluctant to pay that much and will have to negotiate with the Eagles. Eze also has interest from Spurs. They've obviously signed Kudus. They're looking at getting Morgan Gibbs-White over the line, and they've been linked with Wisa people, which will be quite interesting. Like, good signings for Spurs. Arsenal remain interested in Rodrygo despite them finalizing a 50 million deal for Noni Madueke, people. Real Madrid will refuse any offers under 100 million euros for Rodrygo. He's been linked with everybody in Europe. If Real Madrid tell Rodrygo to leave the club, he'll accept, but only as long as he's the one who gets to choose his future club. The club that he is attracted to the most is Arsenal. You can be attractive. Run the bread. Run the bread. My heart can't take this. Again, we've seen with Rodrygo, there's conflicting things. Come on, man. Rodrygo, make it happen. Rodrygo is expected to leave Real Madrid this summer and join a Premier League club before the PL officially starts. He's not in Xabi Alonso's plans for next season. Again, conflicting reports, people. Rodrygo wants to stay at Real Madrid. Nobody at the club told him to leave so far. And, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, PSG, Saudi, everyone and their dog is going to be in for him. Rodrygo, again, it all changes because he's saying Real Madrid are now looking for a club to buy Rodrygo. So just through flicking that, he wants to join Arsenal. He wants to move to the Prem. He's going to move before Prem ball is kicked off. He wants to stay. He's only going to leave if Real Madrid want to let him go. It all depends on what copium you want to take, people. They've made it clear to Rodrygo that a move away from the club is destined, apparently. And Man United have thrown their hat in the ring, people. Apparently, Man United love Rodrygo. They've been huge fans of the player for a long time, and they want to sign a winger now. Have they got Mbuemo over the line? Gyokeres is hoping to fly to London and sign for Arsenal after refusing Sporting return. Graham Bailey understands Arsenal hoping to finalize an agreement with Sporting for Gyokeres this weekend. The 27-year-old's made it clear he's not going to take part in pre-season. He had been informed that he'd be required to report. The club are also aware of his stance. Sporting are yet to officially react. TBR can confirm that Arsenal have met Sporting's valuation of 80 million euros, 69 million quid. Indeed, their offer surpassed it. However, the Gunners had put down an initial 65 million euros plus 15 million euros in add-ons. Sporting are insisting that the initial offer needs to be 70 million, in brackets 60 million, plus at least 10 million euros in add-ons. Gyokeres, for his part, believed he had an agreement in place with Sporting. We know about that. This Bailey fellow has said, I can confirm that Gyokeres has reiterated to Sporting that he will not be returning for pre-season. Indeed, I'm told his reps have made it clear to the Sporting president that he will not play for the club again. Gyokeres considers his Sporting career over, having agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Sources have also told me that he hopes to be in England early next week to complete his move. The two clubs are not far away. It is close. As it stands, there's no suggestion Arsenal are going to give up on the Swede. Come on. Best Swede in the league. Is that watch out? We're ready to be shameless. Ramsdale apparently has told Southampton he wants to leave, and he's been linked with Sunderland. It's only of relevance to us because we've got a sell-on fee. Big up Sunderland. I think they've got a really young squad. I don't think they're going to stay in the division. And I mean, Ramsdale, come on now. I mean, you're a professional footballer, but you're going to end up being in a lot of pub quizzes in years to come. Like, what goalie had the most relegations on his CV? Like, you really want to get another one on you? Boy. And to be honest, if you're a Sunderland fan, you're probably looking for the fixture you're probably looking the most forward to is Newcastle, isn't it? It'll be interesting, but yeah, that means some money comes into our account. Arsenal and Tottenham set for exit talk. Arsenal and Tottenham set for exit talks as club chiefs jet into London for transfer discussions. Who's this about? Fenerbahce arrive in London to discuss Trossard deal. We've seen conflicting stuff that he's agreed personal terms. Arsenal and Fenerbahce haven't agreed anything. Apparently, according to this, Arsenal are ready to sell Trossard this summer, but there are some obstacles currently in the way. Trossard is a player Arsenal are willing to move on from and have allowed his reps to talk to other clubs, and terms in principle have been agreed. Fair enough. And Tottenham have held talks with Fenerbahce over selling Bissouma. Okay, so that's where that comes from. What's this about? Yeah, this is said Fenerbahce have halted negotiations regarding Trossard after Arsenal refused to lower their asking price. Fenerbahce are now looking at alternatives. Fair play, man. Trossard's probably the one that would be sacrificed. Big up Ryan Bertrand's son, Marcel Washington, who was at Chelsea and officially signed for us. He's been at our club. He was here last year. It's been officially announced now. Is there anything else related to Arsenal? That's not Madueke, Gyokeres. Rodrygo going to refuse to go training with Real Madrid to force for a move to the Arsenal? I don't know.